now feels herself developing a crush for Teruteru. Now it's a trap. I don't know how you came about doing that, but it is a trap. Sonia cuddles up against Sonia. Good day, good people. Toonlink, Dave, and your United States Aviator prepared for a ooky, spooky. Actually, if it's like Halloween. Well, first of all, welcome back to the Danganronpa Hunger Games. I'm gonna go put on a hat. After I introduce the tributes, actually. There will be that cut. I'll put on a hat. I'll put on a Viking hat. I have an assortment of hats, if you didn't know. So I'll put one on for the sake of Halloween's sake. It is, as you know, Celeste has a holiday mansion here inside of the Hunger Games arena. It hasn't procced in a while. It wasn't available during the Olympics, but it's been back for the autumn. But it hasn't come up, but it's one of the only arena events today. Ladies and gentlemen, she is hosting a lovely Celeste Holiday Mansion Halloween Party Extravaganza. Unfortunately, she realizes this is the tag team episode, so she has to let her partner, Teruteru, host it with her. Now, she's not too displeased. She knows Teruteru's character is could use some improvement, but she knows that with him around, he will cook the most fabulous of foods, but because of that, he also has a little control over who gets an invitation. So let's introduce everyone who is here today. The Accent Imposter's your host for Celeste Holiday Mansion Halloween Party Extravaganza, Teruteru, and Holly Jolly, really more festive Celeste. In not District 2, it's Band-Aid, Ibuki and Seiko. Clearly, Teruteru is inviting Ibuki and Seiko. But Celeste, she just wants the championship. She knows if she invites them, the wheel gets spun, and she knows that wheel is a chunk size. The Big Buff family are here. Teruteru is not afraid for some big and buff, so he is inviting Sakura. Celeste just believes that she can deceive Gota into being a butler for her. Expert deductions, Teruteru is trying to woo over Kyoko, while Celeste knows that Shuichi is a masochist. She will be able to recruit him as a vampire butler. Prepare for trouble. We are making it double. I don't even have to explain Teruteru inviting Sonia. Celeste is alright with it because you're gonna probably fit in with those butlers. The Asylum. We have Teruteru's inviting Kaede and Crazy Yoko, extra large. And Celeste's just gonna let it slide. The big sisters are here. Teruteru's like, I will woo over Hina with some donuts. Celeste is like, you know what? I vibe with Mukuro. We are almost, I feel like we have the same personality. And of course, in the family are your light bearers today, Kanon and Corey in the house. Kanon being invited by Teruteru, and Celeste is alright with because Corey might be able to have an enlightening conversation with her about all sorts of gothic eras and all sorts of a Lolita fashion. Fanfic fantasy. Celeste is like, you know what? Hifumi, you can come. You can come along because she knows that he is easy to fool, easy to sway, and if the championship is on the line, she might be able to convince Hifumi to help her. And Usami is here too. As we scroll down, the Beanie Brigade, Ryoma, and Ruruka. And we're just gonna go through the rest of these, because the rest of them are basically Teruteru is like, hey, you're coming along, and Celeste is like, you guys are alright, I guess. The Love Triangle, Munakata and Chisa. Phantom of the Opera, Sayaka and Reiko. Twilight Syndrome Murder, Sato and Natsumi. Literary Arts, Toko and Now. Hope's Last Stand, Nane Aichiaki and Makoto, the Watchful Protectors, mainly Pennyworth because he is an actual butler, and Kizakura, the Loving Brothers. We have Mondo and Alice. Alice is, he forced his hand. He was like, if Reiko's coming, I'm watching over her. I don't trust her alone in this holiday mansion. I'm gonna protect my sister. The Simp Squad. Teruteru was like, you know what? I need some Simps in here too. Oda and Nagisa. Sharp Edges, Peko and Kai. And lastly, Boss Time is back. Kurumi and Boss. So let me know. Which team do you think is bringing the most pate to Holiday Mansion, Celeste Holiday Mansion, Halloween Extravaganza. Who will it be? And who do you think's getting first, second, and third? And do you think the wheel will hit? Because the chunk is large. It has increased 5%. And I'm gonna spin it. After you make your picks. After you make your picks in the comments, because you have to make them after you like and subscribe, of course, because that helps the channel. But you know what else helps the channel tremendously? Leaving a comment. Even if you don't leave a whole bunch of comments saying, pick this, I picked that, and I picked that. Just leave one saying, hey. But yes, comments are important. Like this one. Like that one. And like this one yonder here. And with that, I'm gonna go get a hat. Because all the pieces are in place, my friends. Ah, yes! Halucha hat. Let's go. I'm here for this. Alright, goggles right up there. This seems like all fun and games right now, but you know it's about to get serious. It's about to get so serious. Because I am going to put these on, because I like to hear things. I'm gonna hit this music. I'm gonna press this button, I'm gonna click record in 3, 2, 1. And it is up. Is it? There it goes. I don't know why it took a second there. And look at this big old chunk. This is a chunk, the chunkiest of chunks that we've had so far, but not like in the history of the games. It was a big chunk though. And we're spinning it. If it hits, I will have to add the homies, Mind Trip, into this game. They will be joining us in Celeste Holiday Mansion. But will it happen? Let's find out right now. Ooh, doesn't look like it. It looks like we are super safe this time. We've had some close rolls, but this is not one of them. Ooh. But hey. That means we can just enjoy the festivities today. And you know what else we have to do? The festivities here. We gotta go ahead and... roll this die. Are you prepared? I think we gotta do it. Are you ready to do it? Because I'm ready to do it. What number do you think it's gonna hit? That's something I haven't asked in a while, because I'm gonna throw it up right now. You better make it quick, because... the 6? It's a big 6. We haven't had the big 6 in a while. But we will resimulate. Not 1 time. Not 2 times. Have I made picks? Not 3 times. I got not 4 times. The Asylum for first. Not 5 times. The Beanie Brigade for second. And lastly, the Simp Squad for third. As we resimulate. Alright, let's stop stalling. We're resimulating 6 times. Are you prepared? I'm prepared. Did it stop recording? I hope, yeah, it did. Thank goodness. I thought that the wheel thing was still going on. It usually cuts off if there's like no activity on the screen for like... Because I have done that before, just left it running. What awaits beyond the horizon? Who will win in Celeste Holiday Mansion? And more importantly, will anyone sound the horns? In the bloodbath? I don't know, but let's find out. Let's go ahead. Let's proceed with the action. The titles are not on the line, but a spot in the finale is. As we proceed, and we can see, it is the bloodbath. Tag team action. The tributes are standing on their podiums, and the horns, they have sounded, but I don't know who is sounding these horns. Can someone, who are you? I don't know who you are, but thank you for sounding the horns. Fantastic. Sato finds a tuba inside of the cornucopia. She plays it gloriously as she sounds the horns. That is the first of 5 instruments. Sato, thank you. You are one of the chosen ones. Sato, a woman who hasn't gotten much shine in her day, is sounding the horn, always and forever. Sonya begins to bully Sayaka relentlessly. Corey scares Chisa away from the cornucopia. Celeste finds a teleporter and teleports her to the despair dimension. This sparks the question of who would build a teleporter to the despair dimension? I might have to get her out. I might have to get her out of there. Reiko time travels in from a past game in her police call box. Reiko? I didn't know she was a time traveler. Or the doctor. Toko runs away from the cornucopia, as does Munakata. Nagisa ignores the opening ceremony to play video games with Boss. It's boss time, let me tell you. Sakura spots her most prized possession hidden amongst the supplies. She goes to grab it, but Nana Aichiaki reaches it first. Peko finds a teleporter, and it teleports her right behind Avi. I'm not even gonna turn around. I know she's there, but I won't turn around. Hifumi approaches Kaede, Alice, and Kurumi, and she was there. I felt it. The very Halloweeny, I had the spooks. And tells them that he'll be killing them all this game. Hifumi, I'd love to see that. Gonto runs away from the cornucopia. Makoto falls into a pit and dies. You have not had great luck, Makoto. Teruteru runs away from the cornucopia. Kizakura and Crazy Oko Extra Large compare knives that they found in the supplies. Now comes in with a spoon and she gets laughed at. She's like, spoon? Ruka runs away from the cornucopia. Pennyworth and Shuichi fight each other but end up accidentally killing one another. Rest in peace to those boys. Mukuro approaches Kai, Ibuki, and Sato and tells them that she'll be killing them all this game. That's one you might want to take a little bit more seriously than Hifumi. That one I'd be worried about. Hina repeatedly stabs Usami. Rest in peace, Usami, but Hina is still going off this season. She took a break last week, but this week she's like, I'm back? Let's do it. Oda snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. If she wins today, it'll be in tag team action, so it won't be like a fan vote, but I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. Gundam and Cannon wrestle over a bag. Ryoma comes in and throws pocket sand at both of them, allowing him to snatch the bag with ease. I can imagine like a little Ryoma just walking in like, pocket sand! Peko is up there, and she's still on my mind because she was right behind me. It's terrifying. Mondo begs for one of Natsumi's weapons that she picked up. She feels bad and reluctantly gives it to Mondo. Kyoko runs away with a ladder and some rope as we start day 1. Crazy Oko Extra Large searches for firewood. Teruteru questions Kizakura's sanity. He's like, I invited you to this party, and you're just sitting here, not doing anything, not getting down, not getting funky? Munakata scares Boss off. Corey breaks out his cold weather wardrobe. Is it just a fluffy mask? Nane Achiaki Kai and Nagisa discuss the killing life so far. Oda receives a knife from an unknown sponsor. Alice sips on apple cider. That's my boy. Ruka sips on apple cider. That's my girl. Chisa receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Ryoma spins so fast that he becomes a human Beyblade. Kurumi starts to go insane. Sayaka, Peko, and Kyoko hunt for other tributes. A black cat crosses Mukuro's path. Hopefully that's not bad luck. Cannon, Hifumi, and Kaede discuss the killing life so far. Ibuki encounters a fruit bat, immediately takes a liking to her, and joins her side. Sato, Mondo, Sakura, and Sonya assault Seiko's camp with eggs. Guys, that's a terrible trick. How could you? Hina discovers a cave. Reiko throws a knife into Natsumi's head, now gets her hand stuck in a can of Pringles. Gundam camouflages himself in the bushes. Celeste is tied down to a table and forced to listen to Gonta's monologue about himself. Celeste dies of boredom. Celeste, I just saved you from the despair dimension, and you come back and you die of boredom? It's supposed to be a party! Gonta, how could you? And Toko starts to go a little crazy. She starts to go crazy! But she's already been a little nuts as we go on to Fallen Tributes. We only lost 6. 6 of 40, I think? That's a wild guess. That is a wild guess. I don't remember. But what I do remember is that we have 6 gone, which means that's time for a Clear Day Moon 4. Makoto. Pennyworth. Shuichi. Usami. Natsumi. Celeste. And although Celeste was not too excited to have Teruteru hosting this party with her, he is now the only one in charge, which means Everyone's in trouble. What do we have? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it was 20. So we have 6 gone, which means we have 34 remaining, which means we can't dilly-dally. We have to go ahead and proceed. You guys see who got. No teams are completely out, so we just got to keep on going. We got to keep on proceeding to see what happens in the start of night 1. Toko doesn't have any more motivation. It's probably because she's going crazy. Kizakura develops an irrational fear of Oda after having a nightmare about him. Oh, we need to step into your dreams, my boy. Teruteru lets Sakura into his shelter. It's a trap, Sakura. Boss lets Crazy Yoko extra large into her shelter. That's dangerous, boss. Sonya defeats Munakata in a fight but spares his life. Hina receives an explosion from an unknown sponsor after losing repeatedly to cannon and chest. Mukuro is just like, I'm done with this game. Tosses the chessboard, tosses the pieces, everything's into the campfire. Burn it down. Alice has a dream in which Nane Aichiaki is plotting to kill him. Reiko has a fever dream while she's sleeping. She wakes up to Kyoko standing over her. Well, Kyoko is in this game, so maybe that happened. Ryoma sings a lullaby. Nagisa destroys Sato's supplies while she's sleeping. How could you? She sounded the horns today with a beautiful tuba. How dare you? Mondo unknowingly eats toxic berries. Sayaka panics. Huh. And tries to cure Mondo when she succeeds. Well, that's okay. Ruka questions her sanity. Seiko adopts Peko as her child. How delightful. You guys have the same hair color. I can see the resemblance already. Kai. And now, sleep in shifts. Avi, that's me, the ultimate Jinx, comments on how well Kaede is doing. Gonto walks up to Kaede and says, that's rough, buddy. Look. Kaede is doing okay this season. She was a light bearer and she won. Just saying. Kori is attacked by demon-possessed trees but fights them all off and survives. Uki spooky. Kurumi receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Chisa is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Kyoko's allergies keep waking her up. Not rest in peace, but rest in peace to her sleep, because let me tell you, I know that feel. Hifumi puts his trust in a Gundam and allows himself to fall backwards. Gundam does nothing and watches him fall down. How rude. Hifumi, you are admittedly a little heavy set. I don't know if Gundam could have carried you. Well, you know what? Gundam is a big, strong boy. He probably could have done it. He just didn't want to. We'll go on. It's day 2 as Hina and Ruruka work together to drown Teruteru. I'm sorry. But he overpowers them and drowns them instead. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. Okay, Teruteru, you're really trying to host this thing. Reiko hangs up mistletoe in the arena. You know, it's getting closer to the time where I'm actually okay with people hanging up mistletoe in the arena. It's not yet though, Reiko. It's not yet. Munakata, and now, I'm sorry, gives now his blessings to marry Sayaka. Now and Sayaka have no idea what the heck he's on about. Kurumi, Gonta, Mukuro, Kyoko, and Crazy Yoko extra large look for other people to kill. Nane Aichiaki discovers the river that is rumored to be haunted. Perhaps Oda finds a shop called the House of Evil in the arena and buys supplies there. You should have gone to Avi's Wares and Despairs. Chisa and Kizakura insult one another relentlessly after getting into a bloody fight. Alice's phone rings, and there's no caller ID when he picks it up. It's Kai on the other line, insulting him, tossing insult after insult, joke after joke, burn after burn. Sonya sets up an ice cream shack, and Gundam comes to buy some ice cream. It was delicious. How supportive of you two. I feel the love right now. I feel it. Mondo, Peko, Boss all receive report cards evaluating their performances this game. Mondo gets an A, Peko gets a C, and Boss gets a big fat F. A shame. Seiko, Ibuki, Kori, Toko, and Sakura take a trip to an apple orchard. Cannon rakes leaves into a neat pile and Sato bags up the leaves. Very cooperative. Kaede sprains her ankle while running away from Hifumi. Ryoma hangs up mistletoe in the arena and Nagisa starts to go insane. That was a rather peaceful day. We only lost 2, yeah. Just 2. And Teruteru killed them both. That's interesting. So yeah, we'll do I guess a quick Claire de Lune 4. Hina. Ruruka. And we'll just keep on going. I don't think any team is completely out. No team is completely out because of that, because Ruruka's a part of the Beanie Brigade and Ryoma is definitely still in. I guess we'll go through the list. Axe and Imposters still have Teruteru, Band-Aid, the Big Buff family completely in, Kyoko remains for expert deductions, Prepare for Trouble, and the Asylum completely in, Mukuro for the Big Sisters. The entirety of In the Family or Light Bearers are still in, but with no KOs. Fanfic Fantasy has Safumi. Beanie Brigade has Ryoma. Love Triangle, Phantoms of the Opera are both completely in. Sato remains for Twilight Syndrome Murder. Literary Arts completely in. Still low-key one of my favorite teams, just one of my favorite underdog teams. Hope's Last Stand, Nane Chiaki. Watchful Protectors have Kizakura, and all of the last 4 teams are completely in the Loving Brothers, the Sim Squad, Sharp Edges, and Boss Time, but that means it is time to proceed. And just who will come out on top of this Halloween-y episode? Since there's so many people, I expect the Feaster and Arena event to happen so soon and knock a bunch of people out. Will it happen right now? No, it's night 2. As Toko finds an Etch-a-Sketch and somehow ends up breaking it in frustration. That seems pretty Toko, if I'm being completely honest. Cannon and Reiko hold hands to Crazy Yoko Extra Large, and Chisa discuss if that big stone is a boulder or a rock. It's not a boulder, it's a rock. A rock. Corey relaxes beside his fireplace. Oda starts a fire. Boss and Ibuki invade Alice's shelter, but fall victim to the booby traps put in place. Boss, rest in peace. Ibuki, rest in peace too. Hifumi and Ryoma fight Peko and Munakata. Hifumi and Ryoma survive. 2 former tag team partners, Peko and Munakata. Way of the Sword. They couldn't survive that though. Interesting. But when they didn't get a win together, but when they all split up, Taka immediately got a win this season. You two must have been holding that man's back. Kaede relaxes beside her fireplace. Nagisa, Kizakura, and Kai enter a scrum debate. With Gundam, Sato, and Kurumi, they argue about who's the best boy in Danganronpa. He's right here. He's right here. No, right there. Yeah, that's him. Mondo passes out from exhaustion. Gonta finds an Etch-a-Sketch and also breaks it in frustration. Nane Chiaki kills Mukuro with her own weapon, rest in peace, but her partner is dead. Their team is out. Never mind. Kyoko and Sakura stare at each other through the crackling flames of their campfire, the thought of murder on their minds. Jeez Louise, that's intense, because they are both low-key intense characters. Now, feels herself developing a crush for Teruteru. Now it's a trap. I don't know how you came about doing that, but it is a trap. Sonya cuddles up against Sonya. Sayaka cuddles up against Sonya, yes. And Seiko tries to treat her infection. Will proceed now to day 3. Still no arena event. Still no feast. As Hifumi does Hifumi. That's the first time that might be the second time that's popped up, but that event gets me. Hifumi does Hifumi things. As Hifumi does. Ryoma sets up an ice cream shack. Mondo comes and buys some. It was awful. Mondo burns down the shack, killing Ryoma. How could you? That is a member of the entourage. Your former tag team member's entourage, and you burn him down? How could you? Teruteru doesn't want to live on this planet anymore. Corey brainstorms his new Halloween costume. Kizakura fishes. Sakura finds a Halloween mask and starts talking and advises Sakura to kill the others. I mean, go for it, it'll win you the game. Crazy Yoko Extra Large uses a knife from an unsponsored. Nagisa feels that a duck is watching him. Oda, Sayaka, and Alice get into a fight. Oda triumphantly kills them both. Interestingly enough, you killed Alice and Sayaka. But the beef is not going on right now, so we're gonna keep going. A debate breaks out between Gonta, Seiko, Kyoko, and Gundam about what variety of apple is the best. We all know what kind is the best. I don't even need to mention it. Nane, Chiaki, Chisa, Cannon, and Toko form a coven. Those who will betray it will suffer. Out of those 4, I don't know who's the most likely to betray it. Other than Nane, Chiaki, the other 3 a little suspect. Kurumi receives an explosion from an unknown sponsor. Sato hides from Reiko in a pile of fallen leaves. Kai finds a violin and begins to play it horribly to Kaede's frustration. Now jumps in a pile of leaves but accidentally stomps on Sonya's head, who was hiding inside. Rest in peace. But as we proceed, we lost 9. So we are inching very close to your saving grace picks, actually. But for right now, we don't worry about the saving grace picks. Right now, we worry about the 9 that we lost. The Claire de Lune 4. Boss. Ibuki. Peko. Munakata. Mukuro. Ryoma. Sayaka. Alice. Sonya. Let's see everybody's statuses. Right here. What did we lose? 9, 2, and 6, 17? Did we lose 17? Really? Oh, okay, yeah, we sure did. We did lose 17, right on the dot. Good memory, me. Alright, well you see who's left. Teruteru, Seiko, the entirety of the Big Buff family, Kyoko, Gundam, the entirety of the Asylum, the entirety of your light bearers, Kanon and Kori in the house. Hifumi remains. Reiko remains. Sato remains, with her tuba, still sounding those horns. Literary Arts completely in. Nane Ajiaki remains. Kizakura remains. Mondo remains. The entire Sim Squad remains. Kai remains. And Kurumi remains for boss time. But right now, it is time to proceed. Less than a standard size game remains. 23 remain. And knowing this simulator, we could lose 13, it could be your saving grace pick to next time, especially if we get an arena event, especially if we get the feast. Let's see what happens as we start night 3. There's 3 gone already. Seiko, Nagisa, and Oda. Seiko in the Sim Squad. So apparently they're simping for Seiko. Successfully ambush and kill Reiko, Kurumi, and Kori. That's a light bearer, and the end of the Phantoms of the Opera, and boss time. Nane Aichiaki is attacked by demon-possessed trees, but fights them all off and survives. Dressed as the Grim Reaper, Crazy Yoko Extra Large kills Kyoko with a sickle. Rest in peace to her. Toko, Mondo, and Kaede spend the night making potions. Teruteru sells his soul to the Halloween god in exchange for more supplies. He's still hosting this thing. He might win it all. Kizakura and Kai sleep in shifts. Kanon, Chisa, and Hifumi discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Sato stood in the ashes of a trillion dead souls, playing her tuba, asking the ghost if honor matters. The silence that was the sound of her horns was their answer. Now was too cute for this world and ascended to a different plane of existence. Okay, I buy that. I actually really love Now's character design. Throughout the entire night, Gundam tells Sakura a bunch of useless fun facts, and Gonta finds an Etch-a-Sketch again. Maybe the same one, already broken, breaks it more in frustration. Gonta and the Etch-a-Sketch have a rivalry of a lifetime as we proceed to day 4. Still, no arena event, still no feast. But Teruteru is feasting on dirt. Yum. Seiko feels that there is a duck watching her. Hifumi, Nagisa, and Chisa receive report cards evaluating their performance this game. Hifumi's getting an A. Nagisa's getting a C, which is not like Nagisa at all, and Chisa's getting a big fat F. Toko dies of hypothermia. I think I might have jinxed Literary Arts when I was like, low-key, one of my favorite teams, and now they're both gone this round. Alright. Gonta sets up an ice cream shack. Sakura comes and buys some. It's delicious. Look at everybody's being so supportive. Kai and Kizakura hunt for their tributes. Crazy Yoko Shalar sees smoke rising in the distance and decides not to investigate it. Mondo feels like a duck is watching him. Gundam sets off an explosive, killing Nane Achiaki, Sato, and Kaede. My goodness gracious. Kanon fishes, and Oda feels like there's a duck watching him. We lost a ton this time, actually. 9 more! 9 more. So we have 14 remaining. 4 more until your saving grace picks. Things are starting to heat up. So first, let's get a clear Daylune 4. Reiko, Kurumi, Kori, Kyoko, Now, Toko, Nane Aichiaki, Sato, Kaede. Now as we see everybody's statuses, we only got 14 left, so we're gonna go through these real quick. Teruteru, your host, one of your 2 hosts is still in. Band-Aid with Seiko. Trying to get you guys a fan vote. The Big Buff family trying to get their very first win. Both of them are still in. Expert deductions are out of here, unfortunately. Prepare for trouble. Could still carry on. Good for them. Crazy Yoko Extra Large, a power player, could win it for the Asylum. The Big Sisters are gone. Kanon, still one of your only remaining light bearer. No KOs, but she could get some fanfic fantasy, has Hifumi. The entirety of this row is gone except for Chisa for Love Triangle. The entirety of the next row is completely gone. Watchful Protectors has Kizakura. Loving Brothers have Mondo. The Sim Squad is going strong with 8 KOs, my gosh. Sharp Edges has Kai, and Boss Time is gone, which means it is not their time, but it is time to proceed. Unfortunately, we have 4 more to lose until your saving grace picks. Will you need them? You might. Will I need them? Yeah, I'll take a couple. I'll take some. Yeah, I'll take them. Let's go ahead. Let's proceed. Let's see what happens at the start of night 4. Still no arena event. Still no feast. Maki grabs Kai by the throat. Hifumi is unable to convince Gonta not to kill him. Rest in peace to Hifumi. Kanon holds a secret meeting with Sakura, Seiko, Kizakura, and Mondo. Teruteru ties Oda to a rocket launcher. to a rocket and launches it into space. Rest in peace to Oda. Nagisa, also standing in the ashes of a trillion dead souls. I wonder how many people. That would be very easy to calculate, to be completely honest. How many deaths have there been in the Hunger Games? Stood in the ashes of a trillion dead souls, asked if the honor matters. Silence was their answer. Gundam disowns Crazy Yoko for being a disgrace to the whole family. Disgrace to the whole family. Disgrace! Get out of here, Crazy Yoko, unless you win this one. Chisa sees a full moon and has an urge to howl at it. Will she do it? Is she about to turn into a werewolf? I don't know, but let's proceed to see. There it is. The feast. It's replenished with food supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Teruteru decides not to go to the feast. Kanon spears Mondo in the abdomen, which means if she wins, she would bring the loving brothers with her. Chisa, Nagisa, and Crazy Hyoko start fighting, but Nagisa runs away as Chisa kills Crazy Hyoko extra large. Rest in peace. No, Kai, why have you done this? Your trap killed Gundam. I guess maybe you didn't do it intentionally, but your trap killed him. Gundam, you should have watched out. Kizakura works with Seiko and Gonta to figure out everyone's motives, and Sakura gives a speech about hope triumphing over despair. We still have a day to go, and I think we are now officially at your saving grace picks, but will they dwindle even further? Let's find out as Gonta, Kanon, Kizakura, and Chisa hunt for other tributes. Nagisa and Teruteru track down and kill Kai. Sakura sees smoke rise in the distance but decides not to investigate, and Seiko prepares a secret recipe for pumpkin pie. She's cooking up pumpkin pie, and since she's cooking up a win too, we'll have to wait and see. As we proceed, we lost 6, which means we are at your final 8, which means after this Claire de Lune 4, Hifumi, Oda, Mondo, Crazy Hyoko, extra large, Gundam, Kai. Let's take a peek at everybody's statuses. There are 8 left. 8. That's all I got to say. Just 8 folks left. Which means it's time for your... Am I dillying and dallying right now? Yeah, I am. Because I know what it's time for. It's time for your, saving grace picks. Trying to win it for the owner of this mansion herself, Celeste. Teruteru, your other host, still holding out strong with 4 KOs. Band-Aid's Seiko trying to get you guys a fan vote with 3 KOs. The Big Buff family trying to get their first win. Sakura and Gonta remain. We'll keep going down in the family stars. Kanon, your light bearer. She could bring Corey with her. They could go to the finale, but she would also bring the loving brothers. We're talking about Alice, Rantaro, and Mondo. As we go on, we see Chisa is also still around. She could win this one for Munakata and Juzo. As we go down, we also see that Kizakura is in this one, could win this one for Pennyworth. And lastly, the Sim Squad. My singles ride or die Nagisa, trying to win in tag team action with Oda. So tell me, you know what you have to do. Like and subscribe, hit the bell button, because once again, it helps the channel. But also, go to your comments, edit your comment, like your own comment, do what you gotta do to your comment to make sure that your saving grace pick is known. First, second, and third. I'm gonna go Gonta for first. I don't want to jinx the boy, but I feel like it's his time. It's been a long time since he's gotten one, and I feel like today might be his day. Give me Teruteru for second. I think he's gonna come so close, but I think he's gonna be just short. And give me my singles ride or die Nagisa for third. That's what I got in my mind. Those are my 3 saving grace picks. How are yours? What are yours? Whom are yours? I don't know. But there's a way that everyone who is left could get into the singles finale if Kanon decides to go off and kills every last one of them. We have to remember that that is an option. The odds very low, but still possible. Those are the final 8. You've made your saving grace picks. You know that I made mine. I got Gonta, I got Teruteru, and I got Nagisa. Did I jinx them? We'll have to wait and see, but for right now, they're still going on strong. Teruteru is feeling it. Seiko's feeling it. Sakura's feeling it. Gonta's feeling it. Kanon's feeling it. Chisa's feeling it. Kizakura's feeling it. Nagisa's feeling it. Do you know what they're feeling? Their pulses going up. They're speeding up until they match the same rate as that of a samurai woman. Let's jump into this one. We will not dilly, we will not dally, we cannot wait as we proceed. To night 5. Kanon berates Sakura for not protecting her better. Lamau. Chisa battles Teruteru in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Chisa loses and she's got a sad feeling in her chest. Poor Chisa. Seiko, Kizakura, and Gonta find the Triforce. They each take a piece for themselves. Seiko is now the hero of time, the Triforce of courage. Kizakura, the Triforce of wisdom, very fitting. And Gonta, the Triforce of power, hopefully he is not corrupted, like Ganon. Nagisa's reflection in the mirror distorts to show him his true self. Is he pleased with what he sees? I don't know, but we'll proceed to see day 6. And rest in peace to her. Rest in peace to him. Teruteru shoots an arrow into Gonta's head. Rest in peace. Kanon didn't even kill you, so there's no hope for Gonta, but Sakura could still win this one. Nagisa and Kanon work together to toss Kizakura's items into lava. He is now ill-prepared for this. Sakura rakes leaves into a neat pile, but Seiko jumps into that pile, making the leaves fly everywhere. Sakura is furious. Angry, you don't want to make the ogre mad, but look what you've done, Seiko. Look what you've done. Chisa gets lost in a corn maze and is never seen or heard from again. Someone should probably go save her, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get lost either. We'll proceed. We lost 2. 2 are gone, which means we are now down to your final 6. So after this, Claire de Lune, 4. I'm sorry, actually a terrible turnabout, 4. Gonta. Chisa. Then we'll look back at everyone's statuses. It's now a free-for-all. There was a slim advantage for the Big Buff family, but now it is a free-for-all. Teruteru, Seiko, Sakura, Kanon, Kizakura, and Nagisa. Those are the final 6. We will not dilly and dally because they are still going strong like a samurai woman. Let's do this. Let's see who wins. As we proceed to night 6. Kanon and Nagisa exercise underneath the stars. They invite Teruteru, who promptly murders them both without witnesses. Teruteru's going off today. He was like, you guys killed my co-host. I can't have that. Kizakura poisons Seiko's drink. She drinks it and dies. And the Scarecrow in Sakura's camp looks like it moved closer since this morning, which now we are now down to the final 3. We jumped from 6 to 3. We halved the competition in just one night. Tomorrow could be the end. It's Teruteru for the accident imposters. It is Kizakura for the watchful protectors. It is Sakura for the Big Buff family. There will be no light bearer win today. Just one of those teams is going all the way to the tag team finale. And it could happen as we click proceed. Does it? No, but it is a 1v1 as Teruteru runs away from Sakura. Kizakura. I'm sorry. It's fall! Kizakura says as he jumps off of a cliff to his death, so it's more probably like, it's fall! Anyway. You know what this means. Unless there's an arena event right now, which has happened before. It has sure happened before. We will go ahead and click proceed to see a Claire de Lune or arena event. A Claire de Lune. We had 6. It's your final 2. The simulator this season has been so used to skipping Samurai Woman, and this time it's skipping Crisis of Fate. Because after this, Claire de Lune, 4. I'm sorry, this terrible turnabout, 4. Kanon. Nagisa. Seiko. Kizakura. It is now down to 2 teams who have never won before. 2 teams. Oh my goodness, Teruteru, you have 7 KOs. The host team and one of the longest teams who have been together since the start of tag team action. So I have to ask you guys, for this final showdown, just who will it be? Will Teruteru avenge the host, Celeste, in her very own holiday mansion? Or will Sakura reign strong and finally prove how tough the Big Buff family can be? Although she has no kills to her name, she could do this pacifist style. So I have to ask you, who do you got? Teruteru or Sakura? Teruteru for the Accent Imposters could bring Celeste to the tag team finale. The Big Buff family, Sakura, could bring Gonta and Nekamaru with her. Both of these teams have fought hard. Both of these teams have been in this very spooky arena for far too long. And now, it's time for one to perish and one to win. For their team, Teruteru, Sakura. Teruteru, Sakura. Teruteru, Sakura. Teruteru, Sakura. The Accent Imposters, the Big Buff family, Teruteru, Sakura, it is. After a dominant game, he finishes it in the same style for her, as Teruteru bashes Sakura's head against a rock several times. It is a shame for the Big Buff family, but fitting for the hosts. As we proceed, we can see that your winner, after losing his partner so early in the game, trying not to let her down, trying to prove that he is not just a chef, not just mildly perverted, he is also a trusty partner, a good tag team partner. Teruteru takes Celeste with him to the tag team finale as Teruteru wins this for the Accent Imposters. Alright, good on him. From the get-go, I didn't expect Teruteru, but he did it for Celeste. This was a come home. They brought it home. They were the host with the most. Maybe it was dumb to bet against them, but he did his best to host this thing and he won this thing. Good on you, Teruteru. I'm proud of you. With 8 KOs too. You went off. It's all you. Good on you, boy. Teruteru with 8, still shocking to me. Almost a tenth of the competition. We had what? 40 folk? Yeah, almost a tenth of the, no. Almost a quarter of the competition. Jeez. My goodness. Good on him. Sakura had, no KOs in second place. Kizakura in third with 1. Seiko in fourth with 3. Nagisa in fifth with 4. There were a lot of heavy hitters this episode, actually. Kanon in 6th with 1. Chisa in 7th with 1. Gonta in 8th with 2. Kai in 9th with 1. Gundam rounding off your top 10. It was Prepare for Trouble in with 3. I'm always low-key rooting for Prepare for Trouble, but it wasn't their day today. It wasn't their day today. But maybe it will be their day. Boss, Kurumi, you didn't do great today either. But that was this game. I guess it is fitting for, as we bring up the bracket, your tag team winners on this Halloween weekend is they're the Accent Imposters. Dressing up their accents as some people will be dressing up for Halloween, even though, you know, you maybe shouldn't go trick-or-treating. Have a safe Halloween. Have a very safe Halloween. We'll go ahead. We'll proceed. It all started with Makoto falling into a pit and dying. Celeste not only went to the Despair Dimension this episode, I had to drag her out, and then she got tied down and died of boredom. And Teruteru was just like, oh goodness gracious, I'm gonna have to put in work. After the dominant Hina and last season's dominant Ruruka tried to team up to drown Teruteru, he overcame and survived, and that was the story of Teruteru this game, overcoming and surviving. Overcoming and surviving until he was face to face with Sakura and he overcame and survived. If that wheel had hit, Celeste's plan would have been perfect, as they would have been your new tag team champions, but that is not the case. But they may be able to do it once this season is over. They may be able to do it in the tag team finale, and we'll bring up the bracket in just a second after we see that Teruteru with 8 KOs, Oda and Nagisa were the best team with 9 total, 5 and 4. Gundam with 3, Seiko with 3, Alice with 2, Gonta with 2, Hifumi, Pennyworth, Ryoma, and Shuichi with 2, everyone else with 1 or less. That was great. Good on Teruteru. Good on Teruteru and Celeste. Because now, as I click go back to the reaping, now we can bring up the tag team bracket. And your newest addition, the accent imposters, faking those accents but not faking this win because Teruteru and Celeste won this one. They came through and now they're coming for the tag team titles. Congratulations to them. And that's that. That's the game. Yes, until tomorrow. Tomorrow's game is also going to be Halloween themed and I was going to have a good time. I'm probably going to wear something else. What else am I going to wear? I'll figure it out. You'll have to wait and see. That was a good one. Good on you, Teruteru. I'm not mad at that. I would have loved for the Big Buff family to take the win, but I can't be mad at the accent imposters. It's sort of a win in Celeste's book. I'm just gonna say, you know what, at least she's got a little something something. At least she's got a little something something. She has a win by proxy. Stay classy. It's the year of the horizon. Toon Link Dave and your United States Aviator. Until tomorrow, which will be singles action. We will maybe get some secret achievements with this card. Remember, all the pieces are in place, so have fun searching and whatnot, but until then, toodaloo, flight crew. Thanks for watching.